Hello and welcome to Dice and Demons. I'm Emma, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the new Dominion box set that Games Workshop just showed us yesterday. And I have to admit that before going into this I was really excited about the goblin, hobgoblin, orc side of the box that had been teased. And well, not quite as excited by the Stormcasts. I sort of find them a tiny bit boring, but let's take a look and see what they showed us. We'll be skipping the videos, I think. You can always go in and check them out if you want to. So here we can see the entire box set with the box itself, of course, and then we have the sort of a start, you know, how to start playing Age of Sigmar booklet, I think, and then the core rulebook, some war scroll cards, and then all the models. And it's a huge box, it looks like. So 21 Stormcast Eternals, 39 Kruleboyz orcs. Yeah, bunch of models. So if you're getting both sides of this box, you are really going to have your work cut out for you. It's going to take a while to paint all this up, I think. So let's take a look at the models, because that's what I'm most excited about. And first off, we have Undrasta, I'm not quite sure, the Celestial Spear. The lady that they have already showed her off once before, I think, with the angel wings, or the eagle wings, or whatever it is. And I really like the model. I think she's got such a nice, cool, imposing pose with, you know, one leg standing in front of her and the spear held aloft and the wings spread out behind her. I really like her. I have to say that well, I'm not quite sure what it's called, the things that are sticking up behind her head, like a collar or something. I don't think that adds a whole lot to the model. I think it makes it look unnecessarily busy, if that makes sense. So I would probably take those off. But the rest of the model I really like, including actually the ruins she's standing on. I often prefer models to be just, you know, coming with a completely ordinary square, you know, flat base with no ornaments or anything, because I mean, what if the hero rock they're standing on doesn't match my overall scheme for my bases? Then it's a huge pain to, you know, try and get them off and make them fit in with the rest of the army. So I often prefer if they don't come on like ornamented bases, but this one I actually quite like, definitely. And then we have, I mean, the Stormcast names, they're just a little bit silly to me. The Lord Imperatant with Gryph-hound, and I think he looks really cool. I'm not too fond of the dwarven mask that he's wearing. I like his ordinary head way better, and I really like, well, I sort of like his Gryph-hound cloak that he's got, this cape that he's got around his shoulders. But I have to say that I do feel really bad for his poor Gryph-hound standing next to him. It's like, huh, look, mommy, or, you know, oh, the last Gryph-hound he had bit him in the ankles, and that's where it ended up. I better be on my best behavior. I don't know. It's a little bit weird to me that you would have like a pet, or well, not exactly a pet, but an animal that you work with closely, and then once you're done working with it, well, it turns into a garment. I mean, that would not be my preference, but I mean, whatever works for him, I guess. I think it's a cool model. I think his stance is cool, and I like that he's holding this staff and everything. I like the breastplate and this sort of the small ornamented bit here, this is sort of sigil or whatever. I think it looks really nice. I'm not perhaps too fussed about the sword and its placement. I think, I mean, it looks, I don't know. Once you've noticed it, it's hard to not unsee it, I think, but whatever. Then we have the Knight Arcanum, and I usually prefer the head options instead of the helmet options. But in this case, I actually think I prefer her helmeted option. I think it looks so mysterious and weird and a little bit scary, actually. I mean, what's going on behind that mask? She looks cool and imposing, and I like that. And I like her. I like it's very easy to see what kind of model she is. She's a sort of a wizard, but a wizard that you're not quite sure about. I would have definitely an unsure feeling about her. What is going on? What is she up to? Can you completely trust her? Which I think tells a really nice, cool story in a single model. So I'm definitely quite impressed by this model as well. And then we have the Knight Vexillor with Banner of Apotheosis. Yeah, awesome. I'm not quite sure. Did they say if this banner is molded like this, or is this all done freehand? I would actually really like it if they came with two banner options, one that had this design on it already, so you just had to fill it out, and one where you could do a really cool freehand. I would like that. I don't think they will, but I think that would be actually really cool, because I like doing freehand from time to time, and a banner is of course an excellent option to have fun with that. I kind of really like this model. I think it looks imposing. I don't like the lightning bits coming off the helmet here. I think it looks a little bit. I mean, it looks a little bit like demon horns, which is perhaps the intention. I don't. That would be a little bit weird to me, but I suppose it's something like lightning. But I don't think it adds a whole lot to the model. But overall, I really like it though. I think it looks so cool. And then we have the Praetors, elite and stylish bodyguards. Yeah, this one is cool to me. It looks like, I think it's a female model, and it looks like she's just coming right for you and there's nothing you can do about it. She's holding her halberd and she is also about to draw her sword. So, I mean, there is no escaping her. She's just coming to get you. Yeah, he looks really cool as well. I would not want to stand in his way, that's for sure. And not in his way either. They're cool. I like these models. They're beefy, chunky. They would be really fun to paint. Also the capes. And here we have the Annihilators. That's a really nice name. I think they look sort of like... they remind me of like really chunky gladiators or something. And look at his breastplate with the lion and everything. And the huge teeth. That is cool. That is definitely cool. And I also like the shields. I mean, I really like shields that are... really ornamented. It reminds me of shields from ancient Greece and stuff. They're cool. Oversized hammers, which, I mean, they're Stormcast Eternals. They're not really human beings after all. So I am totally down for them having huge weapons. Yeah, I think they look cool. Very cool. I like his head as well, this face option here with the sort of blinded eye with the huge scar. It looks like it's not completely safe to be an Annihilator, which, I mean, makes sense. Then we have the Vindictors, and so they look like they're more of a fast-paced unit, a lot slimmer and a lot less... a lot less heavy armor like these. They've got these huge shoulder blades and stuff, and these pauldrons are much smaller, and they look very slim and fast, though deadly as well. I think they look cool. I think they look nice, but I'm not quite as blown away by these as I am with the Annihilators. For instance, I like them to be... I think the bigger the better in my book, and these are just a slimmer version, so they're not quite as cool looking to me. Also, it looks a little bit unwieldy to me to have a huge spear and a shield, because spears are usually two-handed weapons. I mean, I'm not all about realism in my war games, so it's not a huge problem for me or anything. It's just something that looks a little bit unwieldy to me. So those are the Stormcast, and I was really pleasantly surprised. I am usually not a huge fan of the Stormcast, but I think this time they really nailed it with the design. I am seriously thinking about perhaps not starting an entire an entire Stormcast army, but perhaps adding a tiny Stormcast detachment sort of as allies to my Seraphon, for instance, or my Daughters of Cain. That would be fun. If they can ally. Can they ally? I don't know. Would be fun. And then we have the Kruleboyz orcs, and this was the faction that I was most interested in because it sounded like they were sort of orcs, but with a swamp theme. That was the idea that they had sort of given me beforehand with the teasers. Yeah, and first up we have the killer boss on Great Gnashtooth. I like the names, that's for sure. But I have to admit, I'm actually not quite sold on the models themselves. I mean, he looks like one of my first real big hobbies was horseback riding, and this guy just reminds me of one of those small children who have been placed on top of a huge horse, and their feet barely clear the saddle. He looks like that to me. Like, he's so small, he's got these tiny feet, and I also can't help wondering how does he stay on? Why doesn't he fall off? Because this creature doesn't look like something that'll move very slowly and carefully in order not to unbalance his rider. It looks like something that'll just jump around and be really crazy. And then he's got these tiny legs and on this really big thing, and he's got really top heavy with a lot of armor and this huge big shield. And it just I don't know. It looks silly to me, and not in the it's silly and fun, but more in the it's not really cool. I don't know. It's also very, very, very busy to me. Like, there's so many things going on. My eyes don't know where to focus almost. I think there are a lot of individual details that are actually quite cool. The shield is fun. The hands and the face, like, are they sort of like shrunken heads or stuff hanging from the shield? Fun detail. The armor plates here on the neck of the beast. Actually, I like that a lot. I also like, the brand that it's got here on the hindquarters. The stitching here on the leather materials, it's cool. I don't like his hat with all the things sticking out of it. But yeah, so there are actually a lot of cool details. I don't think it's been badly done or anything. It's not really to my liking. And then especially the proportions on this, with the huge upper body that is made to look even bigger with the armor and the leather and stuff, and the huge helmet, and then the tiny legs. Yeah, he just reminds me of a tiny child placed on top of a big horse that he's about to fall off. Doesn't look scary to me, I'm sorry. Then we have Swamp Color Shaman and Potgrot. Potgrot, that's the perfect name. I like that. Again, I like a lot of the details here. I like this bowl of stuff that he's pouring out with this sort of, that turns into a sort of wicked smoke or something. Looks cool. I actually quite like the staff. But again, I don't know if the model is too busy, or if it's something to do with the way it was painted, where you have so many green and brown tones that it all sort of, it looks a little bit muddy to me. And I'm not quite sure if it's the model or if it's the paint job. Yeah, this little guy over here in the pot, however, that is fun. I think that is fun. Again, a little bit too busy with all the stuff going on in the back. I would prefer it if he had a more clean silhouette, so it was easier to see that you have a grot in a pot. Well, I'm not sure he's actually in the pot. He's probably standing behind it, but it would be even more fun if he was a grot in a pot. Then we have Killer Boss with Stab Grot. I like the names. I think the names are fun, but again, I really don't like the proportions. Tiny legs, huge upper body, and then a very busy helmet. Yeah. It's fun that he's standing on top of a defeated Stormcast Eternal, though. I like that. Then we have Merknob with Belcher Banner. Yeah, he looks very Lord of the Rings or orc to me. yeah, with the whole nose, and I don't know, it's something about the facial features, I suppose. And again, very busy, but the individual details are really nice. I like this lopsided plate on the banner, and the banner is fun with all the eyes and the hands and the faces hanging off and the heads hanging off it. Yeah, I mean, the individual details are really well done. It's not like it's not nicely sculpted. I just don't. I'm not sure the design is necessarily for me. It's just not an aesthetic I particularly enjoy, I'm afraid. These are some of the ones that I like better, I would say. They look proper killy and scary. I mean, I would not want to face those guys. No. Oh. I think I would remove the spikes coming off the helmets. I just don't like spikes like that on a helmet. But other than that, I think they actually look pretty cool. Again, a little bit busy, a lot of details. They would take forever to paint if you're going to paint all the details on them. But they look pretty cool. And then we have the Gottripas. Yeah, they look nice. They look okay. I'm not again they're not bad sculpts, and I like the shields. There's just something about, I don't know, the whole aesthetic about them. They're perhaps just not for me. And then we have the Hobgrot Slitters, and they are diminutive allies of the Kruleboyz. Okay. I really don't like these, and I'm not quite sure if it's the design or if it's the paint job. Perhaps I would. I don't think I would mind them as much as if they were painted like in a vivid green, but this sickly kind of yellowy flesh tone is. Yeah, it's not working for me, at least. Yeah, but again, not bad sculpts. Okay, this is fun actually. You know, with the blood coming off it, like slimy blood. I don't know what you would do to blood to make it hang like that from a sword, but it looks cool. And I like that he's got like a hook instead of a hand. That's fun. So it's not like, again, lots of nice details. They're not badly done. I'm just not as impressed by these as I thought I would be. I was actually, I was really expecting to love this faction and be completely sold and about to start a new Age of Sigmar army. And yeah, so far I'm not. And then we have the core rulebook, nice, and the wall scrolls and stuff. And then we have something else as well. We have a Knight Judicator with Gryph hounds, and I love the Gryph hounds. I've always loved the Gryph hounds, and these look really cool. They look proper, like, you know, battle Gryph hounds. They are coming to get you, and they are wicked fast. I like those a lot. I want to paint them. Yeah, in like crazy colors, of course, but they look really nice, really cool. I want an army of Gryph hounds. That would be cool. And then we have a Stormstrike Chariot, and this I also really like. I hope it's really fast, because otherwise it would make no sense to me that you would take a Gryph hound as a, you know, to pull your chariot, unless you want it to be wicked fast, because otherwise I think they don't look like the strongest creatures to me. Of course, these are more beefy than these guys up here. These are like greyhounds or something. These look more like a mastiff or something like that. But still, I think other types of animals are probably stronger for pulling than Gryph hounds. So I hope they're really fast. But I like it a lot. And I really like that we're seeing some new chariots, because I think chariots are such an iconic, you know, it's such an iconic thing to have on a battlefield. So I like these, definitely. I hope there will be more variations, so that you can have like a small unit of, let's say, 3 or 4 chariots, and they're not all the same. That would be really cool to me. And then we have like some massive artillery for the Kruleboyz, and I think this looks also pretty nice. I like these shooty Kruleboyz, which also look quite cool. I think this looks really deadly and scary. This is fun. I like that. It looks like just, you know, some, I don't know, weird wooden contraption, and it's something that should not work, and yet it does, and it's really painful. Looks like it's painful both if you're hit by it, but also actually working with it. There's so many spikes and weird angles that you'll probably die just as easily from working with this as from being hit by it. And then we have the Breaker boss on Maya Brew Trogoth. Lovely, short name, easy to remember, cool. This is also cool. I mean, it's a troll, which is fun. I like that, and he looks so happy on top of that big troll with the chains and stuff. I like this model a lot. I think this design really works for me. I'm not quite sure about the face, with the whole big teeth, but I mean, he's a troll, so he's not supposed to be like a pretty model. Yeah, this looks fun. I like that. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, overall slightly disappointed. Well, I'm disappointed with the Kruleboyz, I have to say, because I was so hyped for them. But I am, on the other hand, really pleasantly surprised by the Stormcast. I really like the Annihilators, and I like the individual sort of hero models, the banner models, like this guy and her. I think she looks so scary with that mask, and this guy as well. And then of course, I think the angel lady is my favorite so far. But yeah, really cool. Bit disappointed with the Kruleboyz, very impressed with the Stormcast Eternals. I'll probably have to buy a box just for the Stormcasts and then figure out what I'm going to do with them. So what do you think? Are you happy with the new box? Are you surprised by something? What you know, is there something that you like that you did not expect to like, or do you something that you dislike that you expected to love? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this and if you are planning on getting it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!